All right, Greg, here we are. Another week, another day, and another beautiful moment together. And this is our podcast. So we're up to episode 5 today. And welcome back, mate.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, so we just wanted to go straight into it today. And we're talking about discipline versus motivation. And obviously this is a very big key one, discipline versus motivation, how the two go together. And our first question for today was, why motivation comes and goes, Greg? Can you help us on that one? Like, why is motivation coming and going in our lives?
Sure. Well, the big thing is if it's coming and going, it means there's no focus, right? So we haven't got that big. The one that I always work on is the C-type goal. That means it's the big audacious goal. We really want you to move for that. That gives you growth. The little, what we call A and B type goals, they are sort of there to do lists. You do them, but they're not really important, not a lot of growth. But when you go for a C-type goal, it's a big focus. Then when you waver in and out, you've got a target to come back to. So it really keeps you in line every day through repetition, whether they're affirmations, visualizations, all the studying, all the things we talk about in your daily ritual and the mindset side, is holding you focused towards where you're going. So you don't waver. If you do, you waver only for a short time, and then you realize what's going on, and then you shoot back.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we carry a gold card with us all the time. When you carry that gold card with you, it's a constant reminder of saying, "Oh, stay focused. Is this working for me, or is this helping me, moving me towards my goal, or isn't it?" And that will move you back. So it's definitely focus. You've got to have a target.
Yeah, and that really goes back to our last episode around goals. We spoke about having those goals set, and it wasn't the last one. It was a couple of episodes ago. But yeah, and why discipline? Why does discipline create freedom, or why discipline creates freedom?
Well, it gives you structure. It gives you structure, mind structure. Within the gym, if you've got that discipline and you've got structure, you know the routine, the exercise you have to keep doing.
Yeah. You
don't want to be changing all around. For instance, you would be, let's say you want to build a bicep, right? You wouldn't go doing leg presses all the time trying to do that bicep unless in that leg press there was an exercise that was going to help you with your bicep, right? So It's about that target muscle that you're going for. So you've got to be disciplined to keep really in line with your goal and your target of what you want to do.
Yeah, because a lot of the youth that I'm working with, especially with the rugby boys at the local college here, we always just keep going with the small discipline daily actions, small deposits. We call it the fitness bank. And these players, after each session, it's like, great, that's another great deposit in the fitness and health bank. Just small, consistent daily deposits, weekly deposits, which become monthly deposits, season deposits, and you'll gain great interest out of it. It's like that compound interest. So it's like a bank account. We just use it as a fitness bank account. And that's those daily disciplines, small disciplines. Keep believing in it, in the bigger picture here, but keep doing those little stepping stones along the way, and you'll get to, well, that's where we're going, obviously, with anyone, but yeah, that's the daily disciplines that I keep using in the coaching that I'm taking.
So that part too is really, every one of the guys that are training there, they need to know what their target is. What are they there for, and what do they want to achieve? We talk about it all the time, but it's so important.
Yep.
Like, it's no use just turning up to training and just fooling around.
Yep.
You're better to turn up to training. You've got something to do while you're there. You're training to get fit or build exercise or build skills so that you can perform them within a heartbeat automatically.
Yep.
And that's constant spaced repetition, practice. So when you get to deliver on the day, that you can perform those. So you've got to know what are you at the practice for and why you're doing that. So these exercises you're talking about, it's important that every one of them has something to do with the game day when you're playing the game.
Yep.
That it's going to benefit you. And then in that game, you want to know what part you want to play in that. and whatever it is, where are you in the team? What part is your job that you need to do to make it happen? So all these parts all work together because you're aiming for that one target. It's not just about, we're just going down having a bit of fun and running around the field and throwing the ball around. There's other people that will be there, definitely serious about what they want to do. The guys or girls that are fooling around, that all they're doing is wasting their time, to be honest. They might be having a bit of fun, but it's not the right place. Maybe they need to go somewhere else and have a bit of fun later on, because there'll be other members in that team that are focused on their goals they need to achieve, and they need to grow, and they need to get good at what they want to do so they can do that performance on game day.
Yeah, it's just aligning it all to the same vision of the team. Yeah. And I believe that those structures are becoming more focused and more in place for these players today. Not just through the discipline that I'm giving them, but through the coaching as well. And one of the coaching staff down at the college here, they came to the players the other week, and one of the good things that they did mention is like, look guys, if you do want something that you've never had, you've got to do the things that you've never done. And that's where the college really is working on those things now, right down to the changing rooms. We had a look at the changing rooms just the other day. We want to make this a place of belonging. We want some pride, that mana, that Kiwi mana, where they're proud to have that changing room, proud what it looks like, proud to have those words up on the wall, paint on the ground from leaving the changing room, walking down the path towards the field. There's so many cool little things here that are happening, and it's those small daily disciplines that we're talking about. So just while we're on that, I've got morning routines as our next question, and for these rugby players that I've been coaching, that's another thing. At the start, we're sort of like at the start, everyone turns up. They want to know what it's all about. And then after that, the routine starts to kick in. We got down to about 5 to 10 players, and they made a call as a team. Right, we need to all be here in the mornings. And now I'm getting 20 players there. Some might not be able to just physically get there at that time of the morning, but they've all made a team effort working together. And just after the last session on Wednesday, they were out having a barbecue in front of the changing room. They all brought along something each, whether it was bacon, sausages, eggs. But that's that culture that's been built, the vision together. They're really working on the bigger picture now, and it's probably the first time, don't quote me on this, but it's probably the first time in that school that they're really getting some proper structured goals aligned for the bigger picture here.
And that's really the word, isn't it? Structure. You're working towards something, but you're working as a, when you're especially when you're in a team, right? You've got to know that you're sharing that area, so you've got a job to do in that team.
Yeah.
So the more that you put that structure together, everybody then knows what their job is. And when doing what you're doing, where they pulling them together and having an idea of having a target, where you're going, what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
See, a lot of the time people just turn up for sport and they think, well, I'm just going for a bit of sport, a bit of fun. But there's all different individuals in a team, and they're all going to have different goals. Some of them there want to do well. Others don't really they don't really care. They're having a bit of fun. I've talked about it at different times about having people that have born skills, are absolutely brilliant, but they don't really care about them. And that's disheartening. You might have somebody in your team that really is skillful and they are very, very good, but they don't really care about it.
No, and I've seen that for many years in sports teams and rugby teams especially, where you've got all these talented players, but their big goal isn't, they're just happy to be in that environment with their mates. And that's the great thing about sport. It does create that, but if you're wanting that big picture, if you want something you've never had and doing those things that you've never done, you really need as many people or the whole team on board. And sometimes those players, it can take away, like they don't enjoy that structure, they don't enjoy that discipline, they don't want to be part of that, and unfortunately we can lose some pretty good players over the years, and it's probably happened at All Black level the whole lot, that some were just in it for a bit of fun and different ideas, I guess.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that with that is the people that, once again, that's about target. If you're there to have some fun and you're in a structured team, you may need to think twice. Either you're going to have to get serious and and be a part of that team, or you're just going to have to go and find a social team. That's all it is. And get into a social environment. There's plenty of them where people just want to have fun and just enjoy and not on a serious note. But when you mix the two, it's very, it's confusing, it's complicated, and it's very frustrating for people, because you've got the people that want to get ahead and want to move, and the other people that don't want to, are there, even though they've got the skills, most probably better than the people that are focused. But believe me, the person that is focused and the person that has the wonderful skills, if the person is focused enough, they will become that person special in their own skills, and they will actually achieve their goals. Whereas the person that was born with the skills and doesn't want to do them, their skills are just they're virtually going to dissolve in time, and they may one day wake up later on in life. And I used to say, when we were coaching the under-19s, the boys were full of spirit, they were full of fitness, they were full of all the good things, but they liked their good time and their social. And one of the big things I used to say to them was, listen guys, you can play rugby, it was rugby that I was coaching at the time, you can play rugby and enjoy all this for a certain time, you're in a natural state, but there will be a day, believe me, there will be a day, your body will not react the same as it is right now. The drinking the grog and entertaining and having the fun that you're having, you're going to be able to do that until the day you die. It doesn't matter. You can do that when you're 80 years old. It doesn't matter. But you cannot bring back those skills that you got now. So now's the moment. And I had a guy come up to me, I think it was 20 years later, and says to me, I remember you saying that to me. And I know now what you mean, because he was at an age, in his late 40s, where he realised, wow, when you were young, you took it for granted. You don't realise that you've got the skill, but when you get older, it's just not there. You put the foot down, and it just does not move. So, unless you're like Willie, Willie, you're a bit different because you've stayed with it. But a lot of people get out of it. They end up in an office job. They end up doing things where they're not physically doing stuff all the time. And then in time, what the body does. It breaks, it deteriorates real fast when it's not exercised. And then you one day get inspired and want to come back. It's a big job. And you've got to be very serious and very disciplined before you can actually get yourself. But the truth is, you must probably be very doubtful you'll ever get back to that peak you were when you were in your early 20s.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you nailed it just before, and there's that good quote, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And just as you're explaining before, you've got those talented players, or you've got those talented businesses or business people, but it's the ones that work hard, and quite often they do surpass and overtake those naturally talented players that didn't want to work hard, or they didn't have that drive for it. They were just gifted players or gifted people, and that is the difference, right? If you're really working and you're focused, you've got structure, and you just stay disciplined, which we're talking about today, that does make the difference. So that's discipline versus motivation. Around morning routines that we were just talking about, but what about showing up when you don't feel like it?
Yeah, well, that's interesting, and everybody's a bit like that. Well, I think it's very much like, do we want to get out of bed today? It's nice and warm, and it might be a bit cool, and somebody coming on your walk, and it's cold, and don't feel like it. But the point is, again, getting back to what is your focus? What is your why? Why are you doing this? Right? You got to ask yourself. And keep that really clear in your mind. That's why we have a goal card. If you've got a goal card on what you're doing, and when it comes to sport or fitness or that type of thing, what is it you want to achieve? Because that program I talk about is always going to want to keep you comfortable. And it's not going to want to get out into those days that it's going to really fight hard to stay just normal, and I'm not motivated, I can't be bothered. But if you listen to any person, Willie, you would know this right through, that sometimes those days that you go out, you mightn't have to work as hard, but when you do it, you get better benefit for the day that you don't want to do it than sometimes you do on the day that you're really looking forward to doing it.
I agree, because there's days where, and anybody out there that's done a bit of sport, exercise of whatever kind that is, but there's days like, I don't really feel like doing it, and you turn up, And in that session, you end up having like a blast, or you end up setting a personal best, personal record, whatever you want to call it, where, I didn't think I was motivated. Once I got into the workout, next minute, I've just hit my PB on whatever movement it is, or exercise, or sprint, or run. Some of those days, and you never regret the sessions that you do. It's the ones that you don't do. They're the ones that's the regrets right there. So sometimes it's just showing up. It's just turning up, showing up, getting up, and just doing things when you don't feel like it, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you listening to all this, realize it's mindset starting. It's the mind. It's the chatter in the mind that's actually talking to you, that's stopping you. It's the chatter that's saying, I don't feel like going. Do you really want to do that? You got to realize that's where it's coming from. It's a habit. And if you haven't been training and made it an absolute discipline to be training all the time, then you're going to find that old program, that paradigm, is going to keep pulling you back and wanting you to stay comfortable and away from all that energy that you're burning. It's all trying to save energy. The body is saying, hey, hang on, do we need to do all this? But we know that if you have to do the work to get the benefits. So, you've got to realize it is mindset. You've got to come back to that mind and say, well, where am I going? What am I thinking? Am I planning it? We're so used to living life on automatic, just letting whatever's going. What's the flow? What's happening today? Oh, where are we going? Oh, well, I'll come. Because it's people that haven't got a plan. They haven't got a really organised where they're going.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, we'll move on. Building habits. So building habits is obviously those small daily disciplines, sometimes the morning routines, sometimes doing the things. So give us something around building habits or the importance of it. Fire away.
First thing is awareness. Number one thing is awareness. Awareness of the habit. See, the paradigm we talk about, the mindset that we talk about, we're running an automatic, we don't get the results we want and we don't know why. We think it's something outside of us. Oh, it's because of, the coach, or it's because of the other part of the guys and girls in the team. Oh, it's because the club. Oh, it's because of the council, or it's because of everything else.
Sounds like the blame game.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. And we all do that. And when you get into that victim characteristic, then it's very easy to just say, it's out of my control. That's not true at all. It's always in your control. Now, why has it ended up like that? Is because you've never been trained that you are responsible and you have a right to actually to change that discipline and change that belief system, which then turns into a habit. And so it becomes a habit of really not engaging.
Yeah.
So now you've got to become aware. This is where mindset is, and it was massive for myself, is realizing that you have control over you. It's not about lady luck and all the things out there. That's nonsense. What it is people use that in society and that as an excuse so they don't have to be responsible. But the point is when you actually are aware that you are absolutely, you're unlimited what you can do. And when you know that you can take responsibility through your thinking and then change your habits and your beliefs, then you can actually then line up and have your results change completely different. And the results will be of what you want instead of getting what you don't want.
And with your daily habits, do you have a daily habit routines? Positive ones that you might be able to share with us right now? I know that I can definitely, I'll throw some at you as well that I do personally. Yeah. But do you have a daily habit or routines that you've been doing for a while now that has really made a big difference in your life?
Definitely. First thing I do every morning is spend an hour on reading my goals, reading where I'm going, my whole plan. I've got it written out. These days it's wonderful with ChatGPT. Put your goal in there and say, and get it to write a one-pager for you.
Yep.
Read that every day. Do affirmations. Read your goal card that you've got. These are goals. These are for people that want to actually get the results that they want, and they want to do real well in those results.
Yeah.
So you need to be focused on that. So you need to spend some time every day. Sometimes a good way would be 3 times a day.
Yep.
Why are you doing this? because you're changing that old habit. The old habit, if you're into it and you weren't doing the sport, or if you weren't doing the running or that, your habit and your belief system is going to say, yeah, that was fun for a while, but we don't want to do that anymore, right? We want to just stay to where we were before. So to do that, we've got to change it. And the only way we're going to change that is through constant spaced repetition, which means a ritual in the morning, coming in, doing it, and nice during the day, because it's easy. The goal card is something that we really encourage you, keep it with you. We actually put it in a little plastic container. It's a cardboard little goal card. We write on it, and you carry it with you, and it's really so you can pull it out during the day and just remind yourself, because your old belief's going to find 1,000 ways of telling you, no, not now. We're right. We'll catch that tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. So you've got to keep those rituals going.
Oh, awesome. Okay, and just wanted to go into another part or another topic here, and I've just put over here, we've got confidence versus ego. What does that mean to you, confidence versus ego?
Well, confidence, it comes back to belief in yourself, which we work on a massive part. Most people don't realise is self-image. There's a belief that a lot of people say, oh, look, you're just who you are. Well, if you don't really know who you are, how do you know what that person is like? So to be confident, you need to believe in yourself, right? And you need to understand yourself. And to do that, you need to build your self-image. So you need to go a part of what you're hearing, what we're just talking about, the rituals and training those habits, so that you're disciplined and on that way. Now the ego, the ego is really your old paradigm, trying to prove yourself. It's the opposite. The ego is the person that doesn't believe in themselves, so they have to do things to try and prove themselves all the time.
Yeah.
And that ego steps in, and sometimes it might feel like it's motivating you moving forward. Sure, I mean, when you see a lot of competitive sport, there's a lot of ego all the time.
Yeah.
You never see push and shove because there's not ego. Ego drives really well, but if you're aware of what's going on and you use it just for motivation to push you through something like that, that's fine. But not when you actually end up running your life on your ego, telling you, telling you to do things and demanding things on people, just because you've got an ego and you feel like you're not, you have to prove a point.
I guess we can catch ourselves out with ego as well. Like some things can be very ego driven, and there's a difference between like coffee. I just had coffee. Confidence and being cocky or having that ego. Yeah. And I remember coaching a mixed rugby team just recently for tag rugby. And we were playing this team. They were going to beat us. They beat us very comfortably. And you're just seeing that cockiness at halftime, or it might have been at the end of the game, and one of the players and putting fists in the air and all that kind of stuff. And I just couldn't help myself. I shouldn't have said anything towards these youth, but I was like, hey guys, great team, great game, but there's a difference between confidence and cocky. And I just left it at that, and they didn't like it, and I don't know what was mumbled after that, but it was just, I don't know why I did it. I couldn't help myself, but I just really didn't appreciate that cockiness and the ego, and I guess that ego sort of affected my own ego too. But I missed a sportsmanship, and that's how I like to play, and I just didn't find that good sportsmanship, because I love confidence. I love confidence on a field, whether it's in a sports field or anywhere in life. Even if it's social media, anything like that. Someone that's confident does naturally inspire others. But when I see that ego really comes in, or cockiness, or talking other people down, that's something that just really gets up my, however you want to say it, but yeah.
So it really, what you're saying there, at the end of the day, it's always a mind game. So the mind game is, and you see this through ego, and you see this sort of carry on, and it's just acting, trying to disturb. You see it in professional rings and professional sport. The ego is trying to test the other person's mind, willpower.
Yeah.
And if that person's got great mindset and great self-control, they understand what's going on. People will laugh at that, and it will have no effect on them at all. And that's all it is. It's a mind game. they think that what they're doing can put them off. And I tell you what, 100% of the times it does, because the people that have put it off have lost, they don't really know themselves. They don't really know who they are. So they've got an ego, so it ends up, that's where you see heads butt, you know, when that happens. But when you, the more important, this is something that, you know, like I said, I was 39 years old before I got in for this information. And a lot of my earlier days, definitely ego. Yeah. And I see ego step in, even though that I'm aware of this stuff, but I'm aware of that's what it is, and I can clean it up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and that would be from your daily habits and disciplines over the years,
absolutely.
And understanding that awareness, correct?
Absolutely. It's my greatest saying is, especially now at this time of life, as I'm getting past a few years, that I realise that we take life too serious. Life is really, it's here a very short time, and we take it far too serious. It's not that when you start realising who you are, we're a spiritual being just having an experience here on this earth for a short time, and you realise how, when you get your mindset, understand who you are, and then understand how the behaviour and what's going on, all of a sudden you realise, like, you know, don't take it so serious. You know, just enjoy your life. Head for what you want to do. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely caught me out there. Okay, so confidence through action we put down. Oh, no, sorry. Why people doubt themselves.
Self-belief.
Yeah.
Self-belief is huge. See, these are things that really got me big in mindset, and this is why I'm so passionate, and I believe it's my purpose in life, what I've got here. And I didn't find that till later in my life. Yeah. Because I'm so passionate about it, because I know how much it affected me and how much I realised through this. So, you know, it's if you do not have belief in yourself, yeah, and the best way to have belief in yourself is not through ego. The best way to have belief in yourself is understand who you are. Right, and understand what you're capable of, and then you can go with certainty, knowing what you want to achieve. So belief in yourself. I look at my past, so much so it was all about trying to prove myself. Yep. Trying to prove myself. Who was I trying to prove myself to? I was trying to prove to everybody else, even though because inside myself I didn't feel enough. So I ended up doing crazy things, stupid things, looking a fool, and actually doing, you know, a lot of people would look at it and say, oh, you know, he's crazy, keep away from him, all this type of thing. But what was it? It was just you're trying to find it being enough, and so you were doing all sorts of things in a negative way, and
out of ego as well.
Out of ego as well, and ego was where that also comes in so much.
No, thank you. And this leads into the next one, fear of judgment. So that's like pretty much those actions there, and fear of judgment and wanting to prove yourself, where it's just having that self-belief, I guess, too.
Fear of judgment, absolutely. Who cares what anybody else thinks? The only judgment you got is on yourself, and you've got belief in yourself, and you understand who you are, and there's no judgment. But once again, if we don't feel enough, we're always worried about what somebody else is thinking. Yeah. Now, you think about what other people are thinking with respect. There's nothing wrong with that, having respect for people, but as far as letting that judge your life and rule your life, no way. Yeah. You got to understand this is so important, and this is why, like, again, I love what we do in the mindset, because this helps everybody cover these areas that so many people are running wildly through their life. Yeah. Doing and being and changing their things around and not doing it. I talk about it in my webinar about, you know, are you living your dream, or are you living your goals, or are you living somebody else's?
Exactly.
And the reason why people say, well, how can you be living somebody else's goal? Quite easily, when you feel like you're being judged, so you feeling to please other people. Absolutely, you can end up achieving somebody else's goal. It's not your goal. It's not what you really want anyway. Yeah. So be really aware of that, of having your own goals, not somebody else's dream.
And as we're talking about confidence, confidence through action. So I know that in the physical world and through the training that I've been doing with these young players, as they've got better with the actions and the actions that we've taken and the repetition and those daily disciplines and those habits, their confidence is growing in themselves. Their confidence is grown in the way they project themselves out there to this world, the way they're standing, the way they're that self-belief that we're talking about. But the confidence through the movement that I've seen in the physical aspect, now that they're attempting things that they would have never understood, they've become more skilled, stronger at it, coordinated, speed, timing, the complexity of these movements are getting better for them as well. In the mindset, that would be the same too. Your confidence through daily actions.
Absolutely.
Maybe speak a little bit on that.
So really what you're saying there, Willie, is they're getting feedback, right? They're doing an action, they're practicing something, they're getting an action, and they're getting a positive feedback of their action, right? And that gives them confidence.
Yep.
Then when they realize, wow, I can do this, I can do that. Now, sometimes you would be there showing them certain skills and what they can and can't do. Up until that time, they weren't, most probably never tried them, and weren't quite sure whether they could. And of course, we talk about, especially young, and we talk about how that youth is on that bridge of gap of childhood to adulthood, and they're in mid-air right now. So they've got a lot of doubts and about where things are going, and they got egos standing all over them because that's all they're marching with. They're in that time of life where all that ego and that means a lot, standing out, and just like you says there before about proving yourself to others, and that it's the old animalistic sort of behaviour, but it's there and in that group. So when you're doing exercises with them and putting them through routines, they're building their confidence because they're getting feedback. They're doing something.
Repetition.
They get it repetition, but also they get that feedback that's saying, wow, I can do that. I can catch the ball. I can catch the ball. I can catch the ball. I can throw the ball. I can throw. And as it keeps on going through, I mean, you would know the same trick if you ever shown somebody that can't catch a ball. Just tell them to focus on the ball when they go to catch it, and straight away a person that can't catch a ball is now going to catch a ball. And they don't understand why. Why? Because they never ever looked at the ball that was coming towards them. That's why they didn't catch it.
Okay, no, really good. Young people and confidence, we've just sort of touched on that, and sport and self-belief was other parts of that. So with today, I mean, we're just going over 30 minutes now. But just a quick feedback on what we've done. We've spoken about the discipline versus the motivation, confidence, that self-belief as well. What's something key from here that you can think of that would build on quite nicely from here, going into our next episode, but just for someone else out there to start thinking differently in their own lives? But these things here, what's really important, just a single habit that they can start right now that will make a big difference in their lives.
I think the number one thing is what you and me do, Willie. We're coaches. Don't be afraid to get help, right? And when I say get help, that means get some coaching, get some guidance through it, because if you don't get help, I can guarantee you, or have somebody make you accountable, the old paradigm, the old belief system will fight it all the way. And if you haven't got somebody outside of you that can actually see the paradigm coming at you, because I've said it before, 95% of that subconscious belief habit that's working is unconscious. You're not aware it's there, but other people can see it outside you. Coaches definitely can see it. That's what we do. So you know what's going on when certain things happen. You can pick it. So definitely, if you're looking at the reason we're here is to help people. And so what's that all about? Well, it's about helping people achieve their goals. So always think about not trying to do it alone. Find yourself some help. Have a talk. It doesn't take much to come and talk to us.
No, exactly.
And have a talk through it, and then help you through, because we just want to know what's your plan, where's your program, what's your goal, where you're going, and then we can help you to see if you're on that path. So
that's the great thing between you and I here, is having a mindset coach, having a physical coach. We can really play with that and help someone really take some great action into their lives as well.
Absolutely.
Another great episode. Thanks, Greg, for today, and we'll be back again next week.
Perfect. Thanks, Willie.
Thanks. Thank you, mate.